So let us start the class, the continuation of the high frequency response of common source amplifier. So before enter into the, let us recap what we did in the previous class. We started with the high frequency of CS amplifier. So in that high frequency of CS amplifier, so we studied the three frequency bands names such as low frequency band, mid band and a high frequency band. So in this is the figure which shows the common source amplifier with the inclusion of some capacitors. Because to perform a high frequency analysis, we need to consider the internal capacitance also. That is here we can say like in the sense the coupling capacitor CC1 and CC2 and the CS is nothing but a bypass capacitance. Normally, what this capacitor will do, it will block the DC and allows the AC. So now here, the frequency model in the sense, so if you want to perform the frequency analysis, so the sense which analysis you have to perform, the sense you have to perform AC analysis you have to perform. Now here, this is the diagram for the AC analysis, that is the frequency response of common source amplifier. So now here you can see the x-axis is nothing but the frequency in terms of hertz and the y-axis nothing but the overall gain in terms of dB. So here, as we said, there are three bands are there, like a low frequency, mid band, high frequency. Now here, what you are going to see with the inclusion of the capacitor, how this common source in this amplifier, how the frequency is affecting, the sense how the gain is affecting because of low frequency band and the high frequency band. The gain will be reduced due to the effect of in the low frequency band actually the CC1, CC2 and the CS. The high frequency band the gain will be fall due to the effect of the junction capacitance, that is gate to source and gate to drain. But in while doing because while performing low frequency analysis, low frequency response and high frequency response, we need to include those capacitance. But while performing the midband analysis, we have to neglect all the capacitance. If we neglect, that is why it will be very easy to calculate the midband analysis, but little bit tricky to calculate the low frequency and high frequency. So here we started with the high frequency. Normally in the frequency response, we have two cutoff frequency, that is low cutoff frequency and high cutoff frequency. Normally here we can see we started with the three band. So here how we can say the bandwidth. Bandwidth is nothing but it's a difference of high cutoff frequency and low cutoff frequency, because normally the lower cutoff frequency will be very less than the higher cutoff frequency. So the bandwidth will be approximately will be is equal to higher cutoff frequency. Now what will be the gain bandwidth product? The gain bandwidth product will be termed as it's a product of midband gain into bandwidth, that is AM into BW. That is where AM is nothing but it will be very easy. You can calculate, that is the midband is nothing but overall gain. The overall gain of your midband is nothing but that is GV, you can say. GV is equal to AM is equal to V naught by V signal. That is what. So this already we calculated in the previous classes, like the overall gain is minus RG by RG plus R signal into GM into R naught parallel with the RD parallel with the RL. So we started with the high frequency response. So here what you have to do in the science, like this will be your common source amplifier diagram. Here we need to replace the MOSFET by high frequency model. We have to replace. So high frequency model is nothing but here we are showing just with the inclusion of the capacitance. So just to replace over there, here we need to using the Thevenin's theorem. You have to calculate the like at the input side as well as the output side. You have to combine the three resistance. So we might have gotten this. So we calculated some of the parameter. This figure will be reduced as like this. So here we seen one thing important thing, like there is a capacitance which is between this a bridging capacitance which between the input node and the output node. The input node is nothing but G, that is a gate. The output node is nothing but a drain. In between we are having a capacitance. If you have the capacitance, it is a little bit difficult for us to calculate the high frequency response. So what we need to do to replace that is very simple. Here what you have to do, we have to use the Miller's theorem, and here you have to find the equivalent capacitance between gate and the ground. So because the same capacitance here, just we said the current is which is going IGD current. The current across the capacitance is nothing but IGD. So now what you have to do, you have to calculate what is IGD. So IGD is equal to the voltage across, that is nodal analysis, just this point voltage and this point voltage divided by this capacitance, it's a reactance. I will denote that is nothing but 1 divided by j omega CGD. So now the j omega will be replaced as S. Then we got IGD. Then you are substituting IGD in the V0 expression, that is V0. So the V0 we are substituting over there. So we'll get the IGD. So now we got. Now we'll see the capacitance, the CGD, is appears between the gate and drain. So that is between input and the output. So that should be replaced by a equivalent capacitance, that is equivalent, that is C equivalent between gate and the ground using Miller's theorem. So we've seen in the previous class what is Miller's theorem. See, the Miller's theorem is nothing but simple. Just this will be your one impedance we took. The impedance can be a resistance or the capacitance or the combination of both, also resistance and capacitance, anything you can say. So the equivalent of this circuit can be drawn like this. See here, the input node V1, the input node V2. Then from this we wrote this already as I explained. So here if I consider the resistance, then the impedance Z1 will be get as like this. R1 is equal to R by 1 minus AB. So if I consider as a capacitance, then Z1 is equal to, I will consider 1 by j omega C1, Z equal to 1 by j omega C. So from this I can calculate the C1. The C1 is equal to C into 1 minus AB. Now take this expression. The C1 is nothing but C equivalent. So that is why the C1 is nothing but a C equivalent, which will be connected between gate and the ground. The C is nothing but a CGD already, because that CGD into 1 minus AV. So now let us go back to the previous expression. So now from the previous expression, what we'll do here, continuation. So just we'll do the continuation over there. Now you see this compared to like the previous diagram, what we shown, this is the diagram earlier, the diagram we shown. See, this is a diagram actually. What we did, we replaced this, which one? So we replaced this capacitance, CGD capacitance now. So with the help of the Miller's theorem, how it has come, you can see from gate to drain, we have to calculate. See, the diagram is simple, we done. See, C equivalent. Same thing like instead of connecting here, so that we connected over there. That is C equivalent. See, C equivalent. See, I said in the previous, I hope you remember from the Miller's theorem, C equivalent is equal to CGD into 1 plus AB was there. As what is the AB actually? See, let me say AB is equal to minus GM RL actually. So just from that we written R. From this I can say where the C in is equal to, okay, let me write the input capacitance. The input capacitance is equal to, that is nothing but CGS plus C equivalent. Okay, so now you can consider this is the expression number 11 actually. From this, the Cin is nothing but that is the input capacitance is nothing but the CGS plus C equivalent. Now from this I can write as the Cin is equal to, the Cin is equal to, what is that? CGS plus what is C equivalent? Where C equivalent is nothing but CGD into 1 plus GMRL dash. Right? So now from this, where I will say in this, where this CGS, that is the gate to source capacitance, will be very less than CGD normally, because this CGS will be in terms of normally very less, in the sense it will be in the range of femtofarad. So what is the femtofarad? That is FT, that is small ft. Okay, femtofarad, femtofarad is nothing but 10 to the power minus 18. That is the femtofarad actually. So this will be reduced in the sense, then this expression will be reduced. The CGS is very less than this. So this will be eliminated, correct? No? So this will be eliminated. So automatically what will happen? So CGD into 1 plus GM or L dash. This is C in. Actually, it is nothing but is equivalent to what? It's nothing but a C equivalent actually. So the C in is equal to C equivalent CGD into 1 plus RL dash. So this is nothing but your C equivalent. So this expression I can call as equation number 13. So the equation number 12 is this. This is 12. This is 13. Now what we'll do, let us consider the input. Consider the input. Okay. Consider the input from which figure? Figure number 3. In figure 3. In figure 3, we may see which is the figure number 3. The figure number 3 is this. This is the figure number 3 actually. Okay. So now what we'll do from this, just already we know that, just I'm going to write, already we know that the V sig, what is V dash sig? The V dash sig is equal to V sig into R G divided by R G plus R sig. This already we know from the previous figure. We written this. So now what we will do? Let us take the figure here. So let me take the diagram. This is the figure. This will be. This is your input capacitance. So this will be a R dash sig. This is R dash sig. So this will be a V dash sig. This is V dash sig. What is this? This is nothing but C in actually. That is the C in. So the voltage across is nothing but VGS voltage. Now where C in is equal to, already we know, that is nothing but CGS plus 1 plus GM RL dash into CGD. Already we know. Now what we'll do, find the output voltage. Find the output voltage. So the output voltage is nothing but, from this I can say, what is the output? Nothing but, this is nothing but output as per this I'm saying VGS actually. So VGS output, okay, divided by the input is nothing but V dash sig. V is equal to, so as per the ST, that is start time constant, short time constant, 1 by 1 plus S by omega naught. Because this is like if you consider the open circuit, this will become as a low pass filter actually. So this is RC network. So actually it is like this. So this is RC. This is nothing but, normally I can call it is a low pass filter network actually. So the low pass network filter, that is called as the standard time STC, we can call time constant. So we will denote as for this one, output by input will be 1 by 1 plus S by omega naught. So now from this, what I will do, let me write the VGS. VGS divided by what is V dash sig? Already we know that is V sig into RG divided by RG plus R sig is equal to 1 divided by 1 plus S by omega naught. So now see, this will be the expression as 14. This will be a 15. Okay. So now where omega naught, what is omega naught we need to say, right? So here, this omega naught, it's a cutoff frequency. Omega naught is nothing but we can call it as it's a cutoff frequency, omega naught, where omega naught is equal to, where omega naught is equal to, so this omega naught actually, see, where omega naught is equal to 1 divided by R dash sig, because here you see in this LC network, this will be your, this is nothing but your R signal, then this will be your Cn, correct? So R dash signal, 1 by RC actually, that is R dash signal into Cn. So this will return as omega h. This can be written as omega h, where omega h is equal to, see, omega h is equal to, I can write as 2 pi fh. Correct. So then fh is equal to omega h divided by 2 pi. So it's equal to, again, omega pi is something with this. So I can write as 2 pi R dash signal into Cin. This is fh. That is a higher cutoff frequency value. So now this will be the expression. See, fh is equal to this. So this will be the expression as 16. So now let us take from the thing, we know that previously the output voltage, the V naught is equal to, what is output voltage? Minus GM RL dash into VGS. See, previously only we written this, already we know. So now from equation 14, see which is 14? This one. Okay. From 14, take it from equation number 14. So what is VGS actually? From equation number 14. VGS is equal to, which is equal to V dash signal into 1 divided by 1 plus S by omega naught. Now substitute the corresponding parameter, that is equal to, this is already we know, V sig into RG divided by RG plus R sig into 1 divided by 1 plus S by omega naught. So this will be the expression number 17. Now what we'll do? Substitute the expression, substitute equation 17 in V naught, because already we know the V naught here, minus GM RL dash into VGS. So substitute here. Okay. So substitute there. So we'll get as V naught is equal to minus GM RL dash. Then what will happen? You substitute this. So this will be what? Minus GM RL dash. So V signal RG divided by RG plus R signal into 1 divided by 1 plus S by omega naught. I hope you got it now. So this will be a equation number. This will be the equation number 18. So now what you will do? Just output is overall gain is what? V naught by V6. So bring this over there. So it will be V naught by V sig is equal to this sig, this only, right? This will come down. So we'll get us minus GM RL dash into RG divided by RG plus R sig, then 1 divided by 1 plus S divided by omega naught. See now totally 3 terms are there, right? So yes, then this, then this. Okay, so this will be the equation number 19. Now what we can do there, GV is equal to V naught by V sig. See, equation 19 is that only. So from this is the overall gain. So from this, I can write as GV is equal to minus GM RL dash, next RG divided by RG plus R dash sig into 1 divided by not s, 1 divided by 1 plus S by omega naught. Now from this equation again, see this equation now again you see what is this? This is nothing but actually it is a AM, previously only we seen. So they can write as GV is equal to AM into 1 by 1 plus S by omega h. Here omega naught is nothing but omega h actually. So omega h. So now, so this expression will be okay. This is the expression 20. The one more here also see. This is nothing but your overall gain expression. Very, very important. So this will be the 20. So this will be 21. So now where from this omega naught is equal to omega h, where omega h is equal to 1 by R dash sig into C in. This already we know. Yes. So now from this FH already we written. So now this is nothing but a higher cutoff frequency where FH is equal to omega h by omega naught is nothing, and I can write like this. FH is equal to, this is already written, omega h divided by 2 pi, because omega h is equal to 2 pi FH is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi R dash signal dot C in. This is already we know. So where FH is high frequency cutoff or high cutoff high frequency I can say. So now we found the gain of the amplifier. So now what we'll do, let us see how this frequency response diagram will be there. See, so this will be your frequency in hertz. Then this will be your GV, that is the overall gain, that is nothing but V0 by V sig, V0 by V sig actually. So how this figure will be the high pass in the sense? So only high pass, right? So the only high pass in the sense we have like this. The response will be like this. So in this, the response, just we can see the where this portion, where exactly it's reducing, right? See this portion, where exactly the frequency is reducing here. That portion only is nothing but FH. Until that it's passing. See, it will allow the high frequency component. See, it is constant. Here it is linear. Actually, it's supposed to be linear, but it's not linear actually here. So this portion, it's nothing but it is here 3 dB. Minus 3 dB. You can say from here to here is minus 3 dB. Then this one is the center, right? This portion is nothing but a 20 log AM. That is nothing but mid band actually. This is the frequency response of common source amplifier. So from this, what we can summarize in the sense, the first thing is we can summarize. So what we can summarize in the sense, first is first point is it has large or sig, lower the FH. Resistance is very it is nothing but infinity. So what it will do, so it will reduce the higher cutoff frequency due to where R signal is nothing but, so already we know where the R dash sig, that is R dash sig will be what? It is R sig parallel with R G actually, right? R G. So then under Cin also will be there. So now due to this actually the R signal is very high. So it will lower the higher cutoff frequency as the gate resistance is very high, as the gate resistance, that is Rg, will be very high. Due to this, what will happen then, R signal will be approximately is equal to R sig from this expression. Next, the second point will be like Cin is dominated. That is the input capacitance is dominated. It is dominated in the sense C equivalent. The Cin is dominated the C equivalent, where C equivalent is nothing but what is equal to, we know that is CGD into 1 plus GM RL dash. Then the third point is Miller's effect, because there is a capacitance which connected between the input node and the output node. That is your CGD, that capacitance, the voltages are related by the large negative sign, the Cn. That is nothing but simple, I can say, we might have got, it is we got GM RL dash we got due to that. Next, the fourth point we can summarize here, we can extend the higher cutoff frequency, that is to extend FH. So to find the configuration with a reduced or 0 millet. So if you want to extend the higher cutoff frequency, so we can eliminate the Miller effect there actually. If you are eliminating, we can get. So this analysis will be done in the form of single pole response, that is short time constant. That is what about the frequency response of common source amplifier. amplifier. So now what you will do, let us solve some one numerical problem related to this. So here I want to show the frequency response of your common source amplifier with the clarity of diagram. See, this is what, see here, see the same diagram which I drawn. So dB will be constant here is a portion. This is nothing minus 20 dB per decade. So now let us solve the numerical. So make it yourself comfortable. Okay. See, this is our question. So now what you have to do, you have to find the mid gain, that is AM, and the upper 3 dB frequency, that is FH, of a CS amplifier fed with a signal source having an internal resistance Rsig is equal to 100 kilo ohm. The amplifier has Rg, that is gate resistance, is equal to 4.7 mega ohm. Then Rd is equal to RL is equal to 15 kilo ohm. Then GM is equal to 1 milliampere per volt. Then R0 is equal to 150 kilo ohm. The CGS is equal to 1 picofarad, and the CGD is equal to 0.4 picofarad. So all the values are given in this numerical. So now what you have to do, you have to find out the parameter like AM. You have to find out. So to find the AM, so what you will do, first you need to write the formula for AM. So already we know what is AM. So AM is nothing but AM is equal to, this is the AM actually, you know that, right? So let us go for solution. See, AM, this is the formula for AM actually. Now RG value we know, R signal value also we know, GM also we know, but we doesn't know RL dash. So what is RL dash? So where the RL dash is nothing but, where RL dash is nothing but R0 parallel with RD parallel with RL. So now what you'll do, write the RL. See the RL, where the RL dash is equal to R0, RD, RL parallel. So R0 value is given in the numericals, then RD is 15, then RL is 15, then we will get 7.14 kilo ohm. Then we can find the GM RL dash. GM RL dash, GM is 1, then RL dash is nothing but 7.4 kilo ohm. So we'll get 7.14 volt per volt. Then we got GM RL dash also. So from this, I can calculate the AM value. So what will be the AM? Just to substitute those values over there, then we'll get the AM value. So 4.7, RG is 4.7, RG is 4.7, R6 0.1. R6 is actually 100 kilo ohm, because here we written RG is 4.7 mega ohm, but R6 is kilo ohm. Convert the kilo ohm into mega ohm. That is the reason here they given 0.1. So that will be get cancelled. We'll get minus 7 volt per volt. Okay, that we calculated. What next they asked to calculate? So once we calculate AM, and the upper 3 dB frequency FH you have to calculate. So as you know, what is the formula for FH? Well, the FH is nothing but what? So we need to calculate the FH. So what is the formula to calculate FH? To calculate the FH formula is nothing but already we know. So let me take the formula. This is the formula already we know, right? That is FH is equal to 1 by 2 pi C in R sig parallel with RG. R sig with parallel with RG we know, but still we doesn't know what is the value of C in, because they're not given C in value. So to find the C in value, so already we know what is the C in equation exactly. What is C in? C in is nothing but a CGS, C equivalent actually. C in is nothing but C equivalent. Already we know that. Okay, C in is nothing but C equivalency. This we know. So C equivalent is equal to 1 plus GM RL dash into CG. Or we can write as C. This is also be written like C in is equal to CGS plus C equivalent. Now you see here CGS is 1 picofarad, but the CGD is 0.4 picofarad. So CGS is 1 picofarad, that is 0.4 picofarad. But here in the previous figure, normally in the numerical under what we did, we eliminated this CGS actually, right? We eliminated, we took only C equivalent. So now what we can do, so we can calculate. Okay, sorry. So you just, okay, don't eliminate. Okay, so you keep this only. Now what you do, substitute the expression. This is C equivalent value. This is C equivalent. We know the CGS value also in the from the numerical. From that we can calculate. So what is that? That will be, this will be, see, substitute the value. I'll get 3.26. Next, you have to calculate C in. So C in, see, CGS plus C equivalent, we got 4.26. Next, finally, we can calculate the FH. So the FH will be, substitute all the values over there. Then we'll get as FH is 382 kilohertz. Now from this, what I can do, just we'll draw the diagram of high frequency response. Just we'll draw the high frequency response. Okay, this is the high frequency response of common source amplifier. So here only I can write this FH is nothing but 382 kilohertz actually. Means it is higher cutoff frequency. So higher cutoff frequency in the sense, this is nothing but what? It's a low pass filter actually. So here up to here it will pass. In the sense up to 382 it will pass, allow the frequencies. After 382 it will reject actually. That is why I can say it is low pass actually. Okay, it is a low pass. What is a low pass? Not low pass, sorry, it's a high pass. So right, so now, sorry, no, it's not low pass. So now you can see here it's a high pass actually. So it allow after that, until that will be maintain the pass band. Sorry, this is I need to say kilohertz. Okay, so it is low pass. Up to here it will allow. So constantly up to here it's constant. Then only here varying. See, here only it's varying. Up to here it is constant. Mean that meaning is nothing but this is nothing but a it will allow only this type of frequencies only. It will allow. It will reject this. Okay. So now from this same kind of numericals also they may ask in the examinations. So you should able to do that. So now next what we'll do, this is the numerical. So I hope you understood this. Next is low frequency response of CS amplifier, because earlier we did high frequency response of CS amplifier. Now let us study the low frequency response of CL amplifier. Now in this we need to determine the low frequency gain. There we calculate the high frequency gain. That is GV is nothing but high frequency gain we calculated. So here it's a low frequency gain. So to determine the low frequency gain or the transfer function of the common source amplifier, so we need to consider the figure first. Which figure? The normal figure which we done earlier, that we have to consider. So common source amplifier. Yes, see, yes. So now in this, the R naught is neglected. Here, the R naught is neglected for simplicity. R naught is neglected for simplicity. Here, we are not showing the R naught. See here, because here we're not showing the common source. If I'm showing the resistance in the source here, then I must to show the R naught in the small signal model. But here we are not considering the source signal, just we neglected. Else you may think here there will be a resistance will be there, this place actually, right? So this will be eliminated. See here only we'll have the one resistance. Normally it will be there. So this only we eliminated the CS capacitor. So that is why in the small signal model, R naught will be eliminated. But in the small signal model, if you go for the small signal model diagram, there actually not here, there will be a one resistance will be there. Simple resistance. To view that, that will be 1 by GM will be there. That is why here they written. See, it will be in small signal model. When you go for small signal model, this 1 by GM will be there here usually. Yes. So now what will do here? The capacitance CC1, CC2 is coupling capacitance. The CS is nothing but a bypass capacitance. Now here, the first thing here, first is the DC sources are eliminated. First, the DC sources are eliminated. DC sources eliminated. What does it mean? Which are the DC sources here? The DC sources are, see here, I'll say that is the current I. It will be open circuit. I is where the current is open circuit. Then the voltage, that is the DC is nothing but your VDD. This will be short circuit. Okay. So now the second point is what you have to do. We have to ignore R naught. That is why we said to keep the analysis simple. Next, at midband frequency, at midband frequency, at midband frequency, that is CC1, CC2, and CS. All these three you should make short circuit for midband. Okay, now what we will do? Let us calculate to find a low frequency gain. Low frequency gain, that is V naught by Vi. So further what you need to do, we have to calculate VGS. Calculate VGS. So what we will do here, let us take the VGS from this. How we will calculate? Now from this figure only, you consider here it is VG. This is VGS actually. Okay, this one is nothing but VGS actually, not VGS. VGS. Now you see you have to calculate VGS. So V signal, this is VGS, this one. So now we'll take only this figure. We'll take. So let us take only those figure. Okay, we'll take only this portion to calculate the VGS. Yes, so we took only this. See now here, this is VGS actually, okay? VGS, okay. Now we have to calculate VGS. Now here, the one more thing, very, very important. This here, along with the resistance, capacitor also, it's an impedance actually. This is impedance, means this is will be equivalent. This is the impedance. Keep it in mind because both are there, right? It is an impedance. So this diagram will be given as, will be like this is V signal. Okay. Now this will be a impedance. That is, I will take it as Z example. Okay. So now LB is equal to, what is this value in the sense? This will be R sig plus 1 by J omega C1. See this one actually. So now from this, what I'm going to do, we need to calculate the VGS. Okay. So now let me write the VGS. VGS is equal to, VGS is equal to, VGS where this voltage across. See, it's a voltage divider. Just think about this means RG, correct? Would be RG divided by, yes, because we are going to calculate RG divided by this plus this means what will be there? RG plus R sig plus 1 by J omega CC1 dot P sig. I hope you got it now. So now your VGS will be, VGS is equal to RG divided by RG divided by RG plus R sig plus sig plus. So now this we have to write in terms of like in the terms of S terms, like this will be written as 1 by S C C1 into V sig, where, as you know, where S is nothing but J omega, where S is nothing but a J omega actually. Now from this expression you can write VGS is equal to, VGS is equal to, you have to rearrange this expression. Okay, so let us rearrange this expression. How can I get in terms of, this will be that is STC, that is here this will be in form of STC. It is STC means single time constant, single time constant, single time constant, where VGS is equal to V sig into, just we modify this expression. This expression will be deduced. So we may get VGS is equal to, we have to, so we will get as V sig into RG by RG plus R sig into S divided by S plus 1 by CC1 into RG plus RG plus R sig. This is expression number 2. See, just the above expression we can write as like this. This is nothing but your this should be okay. VGS equal to. Now the transfer function of an STC network, that is the transfer function of an STC network, that transfer TF, transfer function of an STC network, that is single time constant network of the high pass type. of the high pass type actually, okay, of the high pass type with a cutoff frequency, with cutoff frequency, the cutoff frequency, that is I will write as omega p1 is equal to omega naught is equal to 1 divided by CC1, that is, this is capacitor CC1, right? CC1 into RG plus R sig. Now this is nothing but omega P1. This is the equation number 2. Keep it in your mind. So this will become as like this. This VGS will become as what now? Then the VGS will be become as, then VGS will become as V sig into RG divided by RG plus R sig into S by S plus omega P1. This is the expression actually we'll get, right? Where the SP1, this one. So SP1 is nothing but this. So now what you have to do, we got the first cutoff frequency, that is omega P1. So this is the first cutoff frequency. Now what we'll do, we have to calculate the drain current. Calculate the drain current, that is IT. Now see here how to calculate from this figure. This ID you have to calculate. Where? From this figure. The ID is nothing but here. See, this is ID. Okay, we have to calculate the ID current. So what is ID? Just you see over the transistor in the small signal model, what will be? Actually, ID will be nothing but VGS, correct? Because this is a current. Now we see here, this place is nothing but VGS here. So here it is nothing but VGS, correct? Here the voltage is VGS actually. ID is VGS divided by, there is a conductance here, that is 1 by Gm is there, 1 by Gm plus 1 by SCS, because this one. So how it is that we are finding the drain current across the transistor. So now we'll get like this. So here 1 by Gm is there. Along with that, we are having the capacitance, that is switch on bypass capacitor, also connected to ground. So now let us calculate. See, let me draw the diagram. See, this will be your this one, right? See, this is what? Okay. So this will be your ID. So this will be your VGS. So ID is nothing but VGS. But here we need to virtually you have to think in the small signal model. If you go for a small signal model, how it will be? So here we'll have the 1 by Gm is there. Okay. So 1 by Gm. So now I will get ID is equal to VGS divided by 1 by Gm plus 1 by SCS. So this is the expression number 4. Now just to simplify this, when you simplify this, what will get? Just you have to simplify. That is, take the LCM of this and to make the simplification. Finally, when you do the simplification, so we'll get as Gm into VGS into S divided by S plus GM divided by CS. This is ID. We'll get like this expression. So this is the expression number 5. Actually, this expression number 8 I will write. The 5, 6, 7 and all in between. Just you have to do the calculations how we bought this. Just to do yourself, you may get this ID is equal to. Now from this we can observe that from this we can observe, see this one. This is another cutoff frequency. See, these all are the poles. Okay, S by S plus all are poles. Now from this I can find the another cutoff frequency now, that is nothing but omega P2. That is product. Omega P2 is equal to omega GM by CS. See, this is the next cutoff frequency too. This is the cutoff frequency. This is the second cutoff frequency. This second. So now how I can write as ID now from this ID? It's very simple. Whether this IG is equal to GM into VGS into S divided by S plus omega P2 second, right? So this expression will become as like this. So now next what you have to do, we have to find out the output voltage, that is V0 we have to calculate. So we have to calculate the V0. So to find V0, we have to calculate the V0, that is output. So we know that RDRS, that is like the V0 is equal to I0 into RL. This is the expression number 9 I'll take. This is the expression number 10 I'll take. Now you see how it is V0, I0 into RL. See the figure. See this V0. So in this V0 actually, this is what, right? Voltage across this V0 is equal to I0 into RL actually. So just that is what we written here. I0 into RL we written. So now what is I0 now here? I0 is equal to minus ID, because the current is different, into or I'll say by using current divided rule to determine the fraction of ID, that is line current, that flows through RL. So we need to apply a current divider rule. So by using a current divider rule to determine the fraction of ID that flows through the RL in that circuit, just to find the current divider rule you apply, then we'll get as I0 is equal to minus ID into RD divided by RD plus RL plus one capacitance also will be there, 1 divided by SCC2, because this output side, okay, in the output side you can see this in the output side, RD, CC2 and RL, these three, okay, current divider rule. So you have to apply that, then we may get like this, minus ID into, because of current term. Now you can substitute this in this expression. You consider this is the expression 11, 11. Now 11 in 10. 11 in 10. So we'll get us V naught. V naught is equal to minus ID into RD divided by RD plus RL plus 1 by SCC2 into RL. So this is the expression number 12. Now from this, what do you again, you simplify this. So when you simplify, what will get, just do the simplification. So we'll get the expression as V naught is equal to minus ID into RD RL divided by RD plus RL into S divided by S plus 1 by CC2 into RD plus RL. See, this is the expression we'll get once you simplify that expression. Just to simplify, take cross multiplying, take this O2, then you can bring like this. Now in this, we can see there one more cutoff frequency we got here. So from this, the another cutoff frequency I can say that is omega P3. Omega P3 is equal to 1 by CC2 RD plus RL. See, now this is the another cutoff frequency, that is the third cutoff frequency, this one actually. Right? This is the third cutoff frequency. So from this, what I can say, the above expression, the V naught can be deduced as the V naught is equal to minus ID into, then RD is parallel with RL, then S divided by S plus omega P3. See, this is the expression we'll get. I hope you understood this. So now what you have to do, you have to find out the V naught by V sig. You have to find out. So how we can find out V naught by V sig? Just already we know all the values we are having. Now find the overall gain. Find the GV. We know that GV is equal to V naught by V sig. How will get V naught by V sig normally? That is simple. I can say VGS by V sig into V naught by VGS. We are having two things. This expression also is there. This expression also is there from the previous. You have to take that. So just substitute those things here. Then we will get a completely out to apply. See, V naught is equal to minus ID. Already we know the ID value. Substitute this ID value. See, one more very important. Already we know the value of ID. Substitute the value of ID. Then V naught will become as, substitute ID in V naught. So then we'll get the V naught as minus GM PGS into, so I don't want to write. Okay, substitute that. We may get the expression as substitute that. So you may get the V naught is equal to minus GM PG S into S by S plus GM by CS into RD parallel with RL into S by S plus 1 by CC 2 RD plus RL. So now what we'll do? Now take this expression. So from this I will get V naught by VGS actually, right? From the above I'll get V naught by VGS. Then VGS by Vsig already we know what is the Vsig. One more expression as that. Take those two expression, then we may get a GV. So the final GV will become as like this. This is the final GV. See, R minus Rg by Rg plus Rsig Gm into Rd parallel RL SL by S plus omega P1. That is the first cutoff frequency. Already we calculated this. What is omega P1 we know, P2 we know, P3 we know. So from this we can say that omega P1 is equal to where? So this already we know everything, right? What is omega P1? Where the omega P1 is nothing but 1 divided by CC1 into Rg plus R sig. That is nothing but omega P1. So we know omega P2 also. What is omega P2? Omega P2 is nothing but Gm by Cs. Then omega P3, we know that P3 is equal to 1 divided by Cc2 Rd plus RL. Now you can see this low frequency response which falls the gain frequency with the effect of what? 3 we got Cc1, Cc2 and Cs. So these are the cutoff frequency. These are the cutoff frequency. These are the poles. These are the poles of cutoff frequency. So now we got the GM, the complete GM, right? See, this is the complete GM.